Well, a lot of marbles in play here.
A lot on the line, yeah. You're absolutely
I don't know
right.
how I screwed that one up.
Did.
But
Even I knew exactly where you were going.
it's fine.
But, in terms of the drafts, I believe, of course, that is why they pay Avery SVG the big bucks. I believe he did a pretty good analysis of what was going on, because I also like what Tundra kind of ended up with when it came to the draft. You know, you get to dodge the Undying lane with your bros. You get like a pretty good Axe, like Axe and Tusk lane in the bottom. You've got Gyro and Dazzle in the top lane. It's a pretty good Gyrocopter game. He can stand his ground. He's very happy. He's got backup. You get the BZ and Puck. But Aurora, they've looked pretty good. Like, I saw them play yesterday. I believe it was versus the Yandex team. And honestly, they look pretty good. They was a little bit shaky in the early game, but a lot of good stuff, especially from Kiyotaka and Toronto Tokyo. So I got my eyes on them to come in big again, because they're going to need it.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see Toronto Tokyo on this Undying. Position 3 has got to be one of the most entertaining positions. We're going to see a Nightmare onto Chrysalis to start things out. Obviously, Toronto Tokyo wanting to fight here since he is an Undying, but he's actually starting to run away as he's getting focused by both Whitemon and 33. Chrysalis can right-click to his heart's content onto Mira, but Whitemon looks to be the first blood target, and Panto will get it. And now Mira going to get chased down in all likelihood. It's only 33 in the area now. We'll take out a Battle Hunger, and being forced out to the north, he's going to get Nightmare. This is going to waste a lot of time as Chrysalis thinking about coming back in, although 33 looks to be dead to this duo support as Mira will... Oh, he actually evades the last attack from that flat cannon onto the high ground. Very lucky indeed.
Yeah, a 2-for-0 trade for Aurora. I mean, this is also where, you know, doing your homework comes into play, because yesterday we saw this from Tundra at least once or twice as Panto does suicide to the tier 2, where all these Axes, they love going to the safe lane and trying to get like a little kill with their team with the level 1 Battle Hunger, get yourself some innate stacks. Toronto Tokyo.
Is he dead here? He's going to hide behind the tree, gets a decay off.
He's
Tower
fine.
Doing quite a bit of damage onto Whitemon, who has to now retreat, taking a ton of damage. Mira,
fine.
Yeah, Impale will not hit here. Both members of Aurora extremely low to start this, but of course they got the first blood. Who did they actually go to? It was the support, right?
Mr. Panto. I mean, you're already pretty happy. I mean, Bane is a very formidable laning support. I will say, like, down bottom, it's even, like, also when you play these strong range laning supports, when you have an Abaddon to back you up, which is the case for Aurora in their safe lane, they should be A-okay. Like, you just get to click them even more. And he's got boots from the first blood.
Yeah, that is very nice to have, as Whitemon getting chased now by Mira. Pale down for another 9 seconds, but still, Whitemon,
it's fine.
Sliver of HP will hide under the tier 1. Chrysalis now left in essentially a 1v2 while the regen awaits Whitemon.
It's still kind of annoying. Like, when you drop this low HP and you have no salve, which Whitemon does not. Maybe there's one coming on the courier. Mira.
Yeah, Mira. Well, Chrysalis is coming with that rocket barrage. That's going to do a ton of damage. Toronto Tokyo, though, has the tombstone as Mira looks like he's going to drop to Chrysalis, but the question is, can Chrysalis get chased down? The Shadow Wave at the right time for Whitemon, who is now level 2. And they're going to get a free tombstone out of this potentially, as Toronto Tokyo can get some nice deny action here. Gets a double decay, but the money goes the way of Tundra.
That matters quite a bit. Like, this is over a minute on your tombstone being down. I believe Toronto also missed a fair chunk of CS there in the lane while he was running over trying to help him out.
And the panel kind of talked about that for 33 on the Axes. We're going to see Nightfall getting gone on. Will get dropped pretty damn easily. The tag team kind of insane in situations like this.
I mean, it's a lane you shouldn't underestimate. Of course, like double melee lanes where there's a few heroes that kind of break them. Like, even though you're double melee, you're very strong when you have these sus and you have these 2 big boys that just run at you and keep clicking you down. But not really a lane you should be dying in as the Abaddon.
As the Ice Shard's going to block him, Panto, but the Aphotic Shield is waiting for him as Nightfall arrives back in lane. Is this, the panel talked about, is this a pipe game for 33? As, again, I got to hold that thought. Panto taking the tag team, but Nightfall re-aggresses on top of Soxa. Yeah, under the tier 1, pops the Fairy Fire, he's fine.
Should be a pipe game. Yeah, why not? Like, you've got so much heal and like backup where people can just like stand their ground, right? You've got Dazzle heal, especially +5 when you take the Novel Boon Facet, where you can overheal people. You have like heal amplification from your innate. You also give people more armor. Makes a lot of sense.
Yep, 33. He's trying to aggress here, getting quite low though. Thinking about turning this around as the Ice Shards actually block him in. He's going to still fight this out against Panto. Has that aphotic shield still activated, though. As 33 is going to take the brunt of the damage. Drops to the Bane, and now Saksa on the run.
Definitely nicely done for Aurora. They're even looking to go for a little more, but it should be fine. Yeah, Panto will just use his mana for some more harass. I mean, they were very close on fogging the shield explosion, which then, of course, wouldn't have dealt any damage. Panto.
33 at the very least doesn't really miss a whole lot of XP here.
That's true, and he just comes back with even more armor.
Yeah. I feel like he might be wanting to play Clockwork in the near future. Eat those chainmails as Saksa.
It will die.
Will end up dropping here. So Nightfall, another kill to his name.
I mean, something else that I see with like this Axe build is that people don't buy much regen. Like when you die once, it's like, whatever, I'm coming back full HP with more armor. He has one salve now to top him up later on, but does he actually? He has a second chainmail coming out. So one for the blade mail, one for the face boots. This is the highest armor Axe I've seen in my entire life at minute 5.
That is so absurd. Surely there's... I mean, we saw the Ring of Protections yesterday, of course, so it's not like this is anything new, but yeah, going all in on armor.
I mean, to be fair, it does scale pretty nicely with your Battle Hunger, as Saksa does make his way into the safe lane.
Yes, he does. Mira, he is blocked.
Nice snowball.
Snowball being used on Toronto Tokyo because they feel very confident that they'll take out Mira.
Neutrals?
That is indeed going to be the case. No neutral kills for him. And the TP successful for Toronto Tokyo.
I mean, I'm a big fan of this move. Like this, first of all, it's minute 5. It's around the time where your offlaner can be fine on their own. It turns into nighttime. And now when you TP safe lane, like Saksa did, he gets the kill, forces Undying to TP out, and now you can naturally move both your supports into the mid lane for the first play around the active rune.
Yeah. And this is the lane we have not talked about, which is BZM versus Kiyotaka. As majority of Tundra seemingly in this lane at the moment to try to gank Kiyotaka, but it's not to be. 6-minute power rune about to come. Looks like it'll be given up one way or the other, depending on where it will spawn.
Who wins the 50-50?
And it will be in the top. So Illusions, not the greatest, but BZM should secure that for himself.
He can be pretty happy with Illusions, at least when you play against the Le Shark, of course, with the insane Diabolic Edict. Because I will say, Puck doesn't love this matchup too much. Sure, the Lesh, maybe he doesn't really kill you, but if you ever coil this guy, it's really hard to man up. He just uses Edict, Pulse Nova, and it's hard for you to stay. Panto will screw around with the creep skipping.
Yeah, really annoying. As Mira tag team upon him, along with the Poison Touch. Enough for a kill for Tundra here. 33. Feels like this 4th Ring of Protection has been in his backpack for a majority of the game.
Yeah, put it back in.
Always has this salve there, just in case.
If you're Aurora, you need to talk about the Wisdom Shrine already. There's a Gyrocopter. He's going to push in the lane. He can move over, and you've got 2 supports on Tundra also in the area. But
Kiyotaka's hunting. 33 will get the Battle Hunger off. Wants to get some creep action thanks to the counter Helix, but 33, you're the one taking more damage from Kiyotaka, as he will cleanly get that solo kill. Meanwhile, top lane, Toronto Tokyo will drop as Chrysalis and company looking to run away as Nightfall is making an appearance here. Tombstone on the high ground. We'll be able to take that out eventually, as Whitemon will claim it. And it looks like Saksa will end up dropping here as the Shrine goes to Mira. So at the very least for Aurora, they do not give that one up.
No, that was good counterplay. And right now you see some stuff that maybe looks weird, where Toronto Tokyo is mid, but both Kiyotaka and Nightfall did have to TP into the top lane to protect their Wisdom Shrine, which of course is the correct move to go for.
And Kiyotaka here, in terms of CS, definitely behind BZM at the moment. As Chrysalis looks to be fine here.
They want to lane... Let's see if Aurora keep these lanes, like where you put the Undying into your safe lane and the Abaddon into the off lane. Don't know if I'm the biggest fan, but at least for now, Nightfall is being very aggressive onto Crystallis. He does have borrowed time available if he wants to skill it.
Saksa makes an appearance, though. Looks like they might want to try to hunt. He's going to right into Nightfall. Start things out, blocks him in. Looking for the high 5 is Nightfall. Reinforcements, though, in the form of Chrysalis. Looks like the creeps mostly tank up that rocket barrage, as Nightfall will likely have to skill his ult here, you would think. Although Mira in the area. Chrystalis trying to get outside that range of the Impale. A call down used. Really more of a defensive measure. And meanwhile, Coil popped in the mid lane. Kiyotaka surrounded.
Edict.
33 is taking so much damage. The Grave comes out and the dunk. 33. Tower will not kill him. Even a smoke used just in case. So a successful gank from Tundra. As a Nightmare in the top lane. Another TP. form of the Dazzle this time. Whitemon with the Shadow Wave.
They're coming from behind.
Indeed. Nightfall relatively low on HP here.
They're bringing in reinforcements as Toronto Tokyo is here. 33 did salve up. Now it's a Lotus.
Yep,
He's like playing roaming axe.
There's that fourth ring of protection back in the backpack and where it belongs. Snowball save for the time being. Where are they going? Onto the creep wave. Soxa is taking the brunt of this damage. Whitemon with a nice Shadow Wave, but it's not going to be enough to save his life. So 2 supports dead for Tundra. 33 on the high ground. Wants to put that fourth ring of protection in his inventory soon here. Just got to pop that Lotus first, get the full value.
Walk it up, face boots.
Oh yeah, he's actually fine.
So 33 hasn't been in an actual lane for like 2.5, maybe even 3 to 4 minutes.
It's been a while, yeah.
If we count his cutting. But he is applying a lot of pressure on the map. Nightfall will make his way back into the bottom lane. I mean, this Blade Mail is going to be very annoying. Again, like when you play into Lesh, it's not just the hero matchups, but items. Items hurt this hero a lot, and Blade Mail is by far the worst one for you to play into for like, what, 15, 20 minutes? Eventually you get a BKB, sure, but until then, you have to be really careful.
True.
True.
True,
Oh,
true, true.
There's a pause. You want to talk about the lights?
33. Let's take a look behind us here.
I mean,
No, he's staring very intently at his monitor, so it doesn't look like the lights are bothering him this time.
Crystallis did turn to 33.
Yeah.
If we want to look into
well,
that.
I mean, I think it's PTSD at this point where there's a pause. You're like, oh, wait, is 33 okay? Everything seems to be fine. In fact, his face is a lot closer than the other players to the monitor.
Who,
very,
33s?
very Valorant/CS style.
I mean, the CS ones, they're like glued. They're like in the monitor. They're like immersed.
Yeah. As long as you can lick it, then it's good to go in
All
terms of FPS. I mean, it looks like we'll get started here very shortly. But game state, Mr. Kezu, who would you favor at this point of the game?
I do have to favor Tundra a little bit. I mean, they're only slightly up in net worth, but I would say Aurora would like to get more things done. Like early on in this game, you've got the Lesh in the mid, and Kiyotaka, he's struggling a little bit. And usually when I see them like have a really good time, it's off the back of Kiyotaka, like making some moves early on. And you've also got the offline zombie, and I'm not sure if they're able to push forward as of now. They should be looking at their 2 subs to unlock their ults, I think. They need the finger and the grip on Mr. Panto.
Crystallis going to be working on an Aghanim Scepter relatively soon. What kind of build do you want to see out of Toronto Tokyo after this Blade Mail? I absolutely love these core Undying builds.
Yeah, I mean, you have different options. You could go for the Blade Mail, and you can go into more right clicks if he wants to help out a little more when it comes to like scaling. You've always got like some Echo into Harpoon. Honestly, he could also look into Auras as Hold That. They're looking to aggress on Nightfall with the shards.
Yeah, even BZM making an appearance. Borrow time already activated. They'll be happy with that exchange as there's a TP actually canceled. As Nightfall, 1800 into the eventual Radiance, so still a ways away. But farming quite well. Top net worth on his team, 2nd overall in the game. Kiyotaka shadowed by a couple supports.
Tundra, they're just going for some split pressure. And we saw this from them yesterday. They're very, very good at this, like using different types of heroes in multiple areas, because Nightfall, for now, doesn't have to borrow time. But his team is smoking to him, so they are reading this move. See if Tundra will back off in time. They did get a lot of pressure on the tier 1 already.
Smoke from Aurora, trying to backstab a bit here. I don't know if they'll make it in time. Soxa might be tanking it. He's standing around for the time being. Looks like they'll dodge it completely.
Yeah, no need to tank it if you can just walk it off for free. Yeah, looks like he is going for the pipe, at least for now, on Toronto Tokyo. I don't really mind it. I feel like it's good. You need to like fight back and help your Lesh.
Oh, Toronto Tokyo, very early Flesh Golem. He knows that his team is coming. Call down right upon him. He's stuck inside the shards. That is a lot of damage. Upon a shield, not gets stuck, but a
nice snowball.
33 saved completely. Dodges the finger as a result. Panto not going to get dunked this time. The Grave comes out a little early. Panto looks like he's going to walk away. 33 ticking away very slowly. Gets shot away at the last moment. Kiyotaka cannot finish the job. And now Aurora trying to reset, maybe trying to completely get the hell out of dodge here. It's Kiyotaka inside the shards. Walrus Punch comes out. Crystallis extremely low. Will look to reset. The grip does come out. Soxa will get the snowball at the last moment. Going to the north, right into the arms of the Lash. A nice Nightmare save from Panto. Tons of saves from both sides. Really well executed as the illusory orb into the coil, actually canceling the TP, but he still goes through the gate as it looks like the puck wants to pursue. BZM out of mana at this point, so I think the fight ends here. That was a really good fight for both sides.
Nightfall luckily does get to walk it off, but yet you see the power of Tundra's supports. Like, you have Chrysalis on the gyro who just keeps pumping out damage, and you had so many heals coming out for Whitemon. Good Grave, incredible snowball as well. Like, he allowed 33 to stay out, dunk the guy out of the game, and then dodge the finger damage completely.
That was sick. I mean, they have the snowball save, they have the grave save, and then the other side you have nightmare save,
Shields.
and eventual grab ally, of course, which is extremely important.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Keep note of here.
Yeah, we'll keep track of that for later.
Hopefully he'll get that shard for free, because God knows he's not going to be buying it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
We have a Blade Mail completed onto 33, who's having a very, very good game. Like, in the start, you know, of course, they did look to gank him once or twice, and once it succeeded, but yeah, top of the net worth now.
Tier 1 tower being pressured a bit as Soxa shows up to help out BZM, but looks like Aurora want to defend. They popped a fortification. Kiyotaka makes his presence known. 2 levels behind BZM now in that mid lane matchup.
It's just not easy for him to connect.
BZM,
like,
Waning Rift, wants to avoid the Nightmare, does so.
They're just kind of toying with them for Tundra. Like, they're only up 2k gold, but I can tell you, if you're playing, like if you're an Aurora player right now, it doesn't feel good to be in this game, because you're not getting like any big catches off as you want. You've lost your safe lane tier 1. Your mid lane tier 1 is like, the next time you leave this lane, it's falling. And the Tundra supports are really hard for you to deal with. Like this Dazzle and Tusk, they're a big problem.
Just a matter of time for this tier 1. I mean, the thing about the Aurora lineup that I guess I don't understand, because typically when you're in off lane, that's kind of your initiator, right?
Yeah.
Like with 33, the eventual Blink Dagger will come at some point. Obviously, this pipe will slow it down quite a bit, but what's the timing for an Undying?
I mean, this hero, you want to have skirmishes and fights, right? Like, you ideally want to have fights together, so like you need to combine him at least with the Lesh and the supports and kind of look for a play, because you hitting buildings doesn't really go that fast. When it comes to farming creeps, it's also kind of the same. And like you're saying, they're losing out on initiation, but they're gaining on early skirmishing and fighting. But even those are going the way of Tundra, at least for now.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And Soxa this time might be tanking the gank. Gets Yulesed up. Kiyotaka with a split earth. Impale looks like it missed, actually. It matters not, though, as it's a freebie. Tombstone was placed for that, so...
Should be a free tier 1 for Aurora, but in the meantime, you've got Tundra on the map, taking over bottom, taking over mid. Got their eyes on Panto. He does see them with the night vision.
Yeah, gets the Nightmare off onto Panto. Okay, Impale only hits 1 as BZM with the coil, also only hitting 1, but it allows 33 to try to get in range. He's going to get Fiend's Grip,
Toronto.
but there, the call and the dunk as Toronto Tokyo trying to focus down the Dazzle. The knockdown projection. Not enough to take him out quite yet, as Toronto Tokyo eventually will claim the kill. So 1 for 2 to start this fight. 33, obviously the biggest death overall.
Yeah, and Toronto, he's putting in work. Like in these fights, when he just gets to come in with his Flesh Golem and like whack away at people, especially in the backline onto this Whitemon Dazzle, he's doing a lot. And the pipe is completed. And finally, you should have Kiyotaka like feeling a little better in this game. If you run in, you've got the pipe to back you up, he's got a shield rune, and he now also has a Nightmare save, and you've got the Orthotic shield. Like now I can start seeing that lineup like come together a little stronger.
And it looks like Kiyotaka here will be running into Whitemon. Another Yules, but Soxa in the area will be snowballing to the high ground, but that sets up the double Impale, and that is a double kill for Kiyotaka.
Very nice. That puts him right back in the middle of the pack, kind of, because he was struggling before that. So he's got the Yules. I believe he had the Blink queued up, which is going to be his next item on the Mr. Lesh. So yeah, Aurora definitely striking back in this game right now. Wouldn't be surprised if they later look for like a kind of early Roche for them. Like maybe even within this nighttime. You've got Abaddon passive. You've got Undying, who's an incredible Roche hero, especially as a core.
Yeah, but 33 close to that pipe, so that will be a huge power spike for Tundra in the meantime.
Yeah, they will be waiting for their own pipe. I think even with the pipe, if it's a straight up fight, sure, Tundra have a lot of heals and like sustain, but their damage isn't that high yet. They might need Chrysalis to like have another 1 or 2 rounds of items, so if these teams clash, I wouldn't be surprised if Aurora either win the fight or if Tundra look to you know, dodge a little more than looking for the 5-on-5.
Nightfall doesn't seem to be too scared at the moment.
I mean, there's not that much catch, right? Especially when you click on this 33 action, you know there's no
Yeah,
blink.
he doesn't have the blink, yeah.
Then you're kind of chilling.
Very slow pace is Kiyotaka.
Oh, good
Runs
hex.
into Saksa. The Nathal projection is used from the high ground. It's going to set up so much. Down goes Kiyotaka to start this fight. Toronto Tokyo pipe is activated. There's the grip on the finger of death as well, so BZM is the trade. Now Crystal is on the run, but slow to a call thanks to Toronto Tokyo. Claims another kill as the zombies will continue to chase Saksa, the double decay. Not sure if they're going to find anything after the fact, though.
Should be all right.
But still, they lose their mid laner right away from Aurora. They continue to fight, and they end up getting 2 cores on the back of it. Very nice fight in the end.
Yeah, I believe that Tundra need to respect Aurora. Like, this zombie is no joke. Like, Toronto Tokyo, he's top net worth. He's got very good itemization as well.
Yeah, has the pipe, as we talked about. Crimson Guard will be next. I hope he goes Ags. I love seeing Undying Ags.
Undying Ags is very, very good. It used to be even better. I do think it did receive like 1 or 2 nerfs throughout the...
Did they?
Maybe
what
like last year. I think it's either the strength steal. I think it used to be higher. I mean, it's still incredible. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is some very good like 4th item on this hero. I think for now, what I like that he's doing is just to make sure he gets auras. All what they need to do is to stay alive.
Uh-oh.
Instant Yules.
Okay, no follow-up here. BZM is fine. Kiyotaka missing the split earth. The coil applied to Kiyotaka. Mira actually gets hexed before being able to get anything off. Mira finally with the impale onto 2 heroes, but will be sacrificed. Kiyotaka in the meantime called and dunked. 33. 2 kills here from the Tundra side as Nightfall be shadowed by the Bane. Meanwhile, Toronto Tokyo actually gets eaten up next to his tier 2 as 33 looking for the dunk.
Another
destroys Nightfall. No more ult to work with. Abaddon gets claimed, so 3-0. Tundra, knowing that the Flesh Golem was down. Toronto Tokyo is already up, of course, because thanks to that innate.
Yeah, they were just not quite ready. Like, if you're Aurora, you know that you need to fight around the Undying. Like, Toronto Tokyo is by far the strongest hero for them, if not the strongest hero on the entire map. That's a very costly giveaway here on those kills. Because here, they're kind of like trying to walk it off. They do miss the split earth. Because here, they could have chilled a bit. Like, Toronto, of course, wasn't in this fight. And that really cost them. Like, that's no auras, no tombstone. Came in quite late. Like, at this point, the fight's already done.
Yeah. And Toronto Tokyo, man, I can't believe how fast he died here.
Well, I will say Tusk will make tanky heroes kind of look like paper.
Indeed.
Back in the live game.
Speaking of Tusk, we'll be claiming the shard.
Yep. Free better ice shards for Mr. Saksa.
Are there any players that prefer not to have the upgraded shards? Because it does change the size, which makes blocking, it's usually easier, but there's some instances where it actually is worse, right?
I mean, maybe at this point you would be also okay to just have the normal shards, but I think after mid-game or usually around this time, it can help you clear waves too, so yeah, I think it's fine.
I just remember Saksa playing the original Marcy. He would get the shard, which allowed you to rebound on opponents, but it's like a toggle, and he literally attacked the shard on the ground because he did not want it. Was that
shard already? Because now you have like...
It's different now, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, now it's better, but it's also not that different. I mean, I will tell you that if they could have chosen, you would absolutely give the shard to Whitemon. As the Dazzle's shard is super good. You get more healing amp, and especially with this... Uh-oh. Yeah, he dead.
Finds a target. It is Whitemon. He is dead. Has that Blink Dagger to help close the gap. Is 4K lead for Tundra. Toronto Tokyo looking for another to claim. BZM will be a hard target, though. Mira pretty much has to be the one to start that out.
He does have the blink on the line, so of course there is a way. But even then, like, you cannot forget even if you do catch this puck, and that's the annoying part of their draft, the elusive heroes with people to back them up. There's a snowball save, there's a grace, so just catching the puck, unless he's alone, it's not going to be enough.
Under attack.
Toronto Tokyo almost done with the Crimson Guard. Nightfall, Manta just about finished as well. Another bit of a power spike for Aurora incoming. And what is the Lesh working on right now? Is BKB on the horizon?
Just a Kaya for now, so quite aggressive. Wants to continue hiring up his, the damage output, more scale for himself. I mean, I'm still eyeing kind of the first Roche, and I would assume that it's more maybe on Aurora's mind. And Tundra are more the ones to be defensive and then try to stop it when... Uh-oh, Aurora. Mr. Knifel could be in trouble. I want to slowly poke him, maybe.
Mira in the area, though, is 33 continuing to chase. As the punch actually finds the support waiting in the outliers, is Mira.
He's fully
inside
blocked.
the shards. Impale does hit 2, but Lion will be claimed
Coil.
very easily. Coil expended. Knifel will pop the ult to get out. It's 33 continuing to pursue as a TP is coming and canceled. So that's going to double the efforts for Aurora to continue on. Snowball does get hit. And the Bane actually TPs into an immediate silence. Decay to follow. They get the call onto the Bane. So at the very least, Tundra will find a second kill in the form of yet another support, basically tanking. I'm not sure if he was even needed there, but...
And the Tombstone to back it off at the end. So 5k lead.
And the tier 1.
I mean, Aurora need to look for a more clean thing on their own. I feel like Tundra are getting to outplay them. Like when it comes to, you know, catching you off guard or forcing you into a position that you don't want to be in. They are now up 5k gold.
Blink Dagger. Usually you'd say 24-minute Blink Dagger and Axe pretty bad.
Yep, but not with his build.
Not with his build, yeah.
Top net worth, pretty bad timing.
We'll be going Octarine next. So this is where things get a bit scary for Aurora. You get one good team fight with 33 getting a nice juicy initiation off. Can really snowball this for the Tundra side. But Nightfall and company, they're smoked. Looking for BZM. Mira needs to be the one to start. Nope. BZM. Quick fingers as always as 33 wants to continue the pressure. BZM pops the illusion room. Pipe is already activated for the Tundra side. BZM, he gets gripped now, but there's the snowball save. Tombstone's going to do a lot here. Crimson Guard is popped. Coil onto 2 heroes. As Undying wants to fight his way out of it, but 33 is taking absolutely no damage. The finger onto BZM, but the Grave saves him, gets Force Staff to safety. He's fine. Chrysalis continuing to get CC'd from the high ground as Mira's in such a good spot. No kills. As, I say that a little early. Kiyotaka head chopped off by 33.
I mean, honestly, kind of looked like it could have been good for either side, but you have so much heals and saves being pumped out from Tundra that it doesn't even matter. Like, even though this Tombstone lived for so long, if Kiyotaka loses HP, he cannot fight. And he is so much of Aurora's damage. They really need him.
And this will open up the pit for Tundra.
Yeah, that's just an easy Roche for them.
Chrysalis with the Crystallis, along with the Ags, and BKB is on the way from the Courier.
This Gyro is not easy for them to kill anymore. They've got a, what, it's 6k lead at this point. He's got the BKB at the ready. They're picking up a gem. He's got the Aegis as well.
Well, looks like 33 wants to go Lotus next. So against the Fiend's Grip, Nightmare, etc.
It's honestly
from
pretty
Lion.
good. Yeah, it just allows you to run in. Also, of course, gives you more armor for your battle hunger. You do kind of spam a lot of those when it comes to the fights.
He needs more armor because he
Absolutely.
did get rid of the Rings of Protection.
Yep, got to back it up with a bigger armor chunk now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
What if you could buy armor like
a stat?
Like a Moon Shard? I mean, it's the same idea, right?
It might just...
The Clockwork special.
It might just happen at some point.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Wait enough years and
the armor
we'll
consumable.
It was very successful for Clockwork, of course.
True.
Gotta repeat that. The Tundra, 4 minutes on the Aegis. They're gonna get this tier 2 uncontested. How would you say their building damage is?
It's pretty good. Like right now, it's okay, and obviously, the more you scale on Gyro, he's pretty okay, of course, with the Ags. Also, it's more about also the backup that he does have. Like a lot of the time, high grounding is about you taking damage, but you have Dazzle. He's gonna keep you topped off. And people cannot underestimate this post 5 Dazzle. Like he's got Holy Locket, and with this facet, you honestly dish out a lot of heals and a lot of bonus armor to your allies. Nothal Boon is very underrated.
Smoke from Tundra. Oh, Kiyotaka would be an amazing kill for them. Chrysalis gets popped here. There's the punch up. Already at half HP. Kiyotaka just melts. My goodness. That was just too easy for Tundra. I mean, and now a tier 2 on top.
And they go for more. Might look at the shards onto Nightfall here if people can connect, but he'll blink out. I mean, it is Leshrak's one of his nightmares, literally. It's physical damage. That's why ranged heavy hitters are so good against him. Tusk, fully physical.
Now Mira, he does get the shrine, but it's likely to cost his life.
No, he will pay for it.
BZM will claim it. 8K lead now for Tundra.
He's got a full Linkens on BZM as well. So not only is he harder to catch, but later on, like if you're not the main target, if you have a good timing on the Linkens, you know, you can dodge a Hex, even maybe the Fiend's Grip, you know, you can block some good stuff. So some nice utility with that as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Is that Soxa going for an Axe?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love the Walrus kick.
I mean, it's one of the reasons.
That's one way to, when you go high ground, just kick somebody out. That's one way to push.
I mean, Tusk overall is just an incredibly strong hero. You can do so much. You can itemize in a lot of ways. You've got a lot of scale as well with the kickback. Didn't get a GPM enchantment, so it is quite a long time away.
And you're really on top of the GPM enchantment.
Dude, trust me. on some of these supports, they're so OP.
Yeah,
like
I can tell.
They are S double plus tier.
Panto. Oh, TP ends up going through for the Axe, but BZM will find Bane. Gonna take a bit as Nightfall.
They're trying
getting
to poke
harassed
out.
by the Nothal projection.
Won't do much this time around. BZM D-wards and will be slept.
Gonna walk right through the coil. It's gonna be a bit of a long fight. In fact, he just TP's out. He's fine.
Just TP.
Okay.
Well, 1 minute is left on his Aegis.
Yeah, they've gotten a couple tier 2s. In fact, yeah, 2 out of the 3. Still 1 remaining in the bot lane. That might be all they can get with the rest of this Aegis if they want to try for it. Doesn't look like they want to, though. As top lane, another initiation. 33 finds Kiyotaka at half health already. Feels like he has been super squished the entire game. BZM finding the support. Mira to the high ground.
Force Glimmer.
BZM, okay, the Linkens is popped. There's the initiation from 33. Just clips the Lesh again. Super low. There's the Fiend's Grip to try to save him, but immediately canceled by Soxa. Shard block in the Lash. Another easy kill on Kiyotaka. Panto follows suit. Tundra really rolling away with it now.
I mean, Tundra definitely have their number.
Well, that was a very deep call into their own base. Call down to follow. Not a successful calling blade, as Mira will miss, as the triple battle hunger will tick him out. And now Crystallis applying a lot of pressure to this tier 3 top.
He didn't even have a ward. Like, Mira gets jumped and immediately like pings out that there's a base ward. There isn't one, brother.
Yeah.
He was just testing. He was vibe checking.
That's what confidence brings you.
Absolutely.
Especially when that light's not in your eyes and you can see properly. As
you get powered up.
Barracks will fall. Still another 20 seconds for Mira, but Lesh is back in 5. See how disciplined Tundra want to be with this.
They
One
did
lane
finish
successful.
An Octarine Core on the Zombie and an Orchid onto Nightfall. I will say it's been a while since Aurora have combined their heroes to make something happen.
They're going to try for it now. Nightfall taking the brunt of damage to start things out. Nightmare onto Crystallis immediately taken off. They're going to be able to kill the Tombstone pretty much right off the bat. As 33 will take a decay to the face. Nightfall's ult finally pops. Whitemon with a Force Staff. They're just kiting him. And Crystallis looking A-okay at the moment. No Aegis to work with now, though. Toronto Tokyo trying to tank up as much as he can. A big soul rip. Kiyotaka again. It feels like every fight starts with him at half health.
That was a good sleep.
With the BKB. No, nice instant Hex onto 33. Trying to finish the job there. Not able to do so as Toronto Tokyo still in a 1 versus 5, it feels like. Grave upon 33. He's fine. Toronto Tokyo gets Grave, but another Ice Shard blocking him in. BZM Nightmare now back into the fray. Toronto Tokyo's going to be fine. Here's Crystallis, completely out of mana. Force Staff to safety.
Oh, grip.
They get the grip onto BZM. Okay, it's going to be pretty close. Gets off the snowball with the illusory orb to escape. Soxa might be the sacrifice. In fact, they're not even interested in finishing him off. Mira will do so. As 33, pipe activated. Kiyotaka, a lot of damage can be mitigated now, but 33 does drop. So
what a
2 Tundra members down, and some way, somehow, Aurora defend their mid lane.
Yeah, you've had a lot of damage just being pumped up both ways.
I wish we could see how much damage Toronto Tokyo tanked.
He did a lot, like through the Crimson and the pipe, and then he keeps dishing out the decays and soul ripping himself. But there were a lot of small things that happened in the fight. There was one sleep from Panther with the sleepwalk. He actually made Kiyotaka sleepwalk over the ice shards that had blocked him. Without this, he would have died. You had a great snowball save as well. But Aurora, you know, they're showing that if you do combine your heroes and you did hit some item tanks, of course you can fight back.
Yeah.
So they do lower the net worth deficit by a little bit.
Aurora gonna take advantage of this to get the old Tormy, which Panta will receive, so Brain Sap AoE.
Some more tank ability, why not?
When you have the Nightmare facet that makes it...
the attack speed? Or what do you want to talk about?
The... why can't I think of the mechanic? That you can
Sleepwalk?
choose the direction.
Yeah, the one he has, Sleepwalk.
Yeah, vector targeted.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Doesn't it technically take longer to cast then? Like, let's say you're trying to take Lincoln's off and then pop Nightmare on Puck.
I mean,
That facet technically is taking you a slight amount longer.
If you're bad,
right?
yeah. Honestly, it for a player with normal hands and reaction, it's kind of the same.
Player that is alive could, in fact, cast it the same amount of time.
Mira?
Yeah, he's dead. The coil actually extends to the high ground, so Kiyotaka will live, gets split off onto 2. Thunder lead down to 5K after that.
Yeah. Aurora have done, honestly, a pretty good job when it comes to stabilizing.
Oh, he's almost there, Toronto, Tokyo.
Yeah.
1,200 away, baby. Let's see it.
I mean, I think the strength steal used to be 10, and now it's 8. So it's still great, but it does matter. Especially with the 20 talent, which is like a really good timing. It's a lower cooldown on your decay. Like, then you really get to spam it. And he already has the Octarine core done, too.
Yeah, back in the... I mean, that used to be part of the AGs, actually, the cooldown reduction. Before talents were even a thing.
That long ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Because this CD talent has been there for a long time.
Yeah.
Another combo that I like a lot is, you know, the game is slowing down a little bit. As the moment I talk about it, Whitemon gave it away. Every team should have a Cobalt Cup and drums, at least until like the later stages of the game. He had it until like a minute ago.
Okay.
Movement speed, very good in the Dota 2 video game.
Now they have triple Gale Guard.
Yep. Well, it is about tankiness and outlasting each other. Oh, BZM.
Yeah. Doing
Curveball.
BZM things. Curveball successful. They get the call onto the Undying. Already at half health himself. Pops the Flesh Golem finally. Nightfall trying to extend this fight. Kiyotaka all alone at the moment. He's going to use the Yules on himself on top of that nozzle projection as well. Be able to get the Dazzle. Yeah, they get BZM to start things out. BKB finally popped by Crystal. They're just completely ignoring him. They're going for everybody else. They kill off 33. That's 3 dead for Tundra. Now the rest have to get the hell out.
It's happening. The tankiness from these heroes, it's coming through.
They start out on the Undying, and he's just unkillable, it feels like.
Yeah, they start off on Toronto, Tokyo, and Kiyotaka, he just uses, you know, this type of space to run in with his Bloodstone, with the Yules, gets in all the way into the backline. We'll see it here, because BZM, he did show a lot of heroes, sure, but he also ended up getting caught here by Mira. I mean, unless they chains down Toronto, Tokyo, they're in trouble. Like, Crimson Pipe, he's gonna pop his ult and just fully stay alive.
Yeah, they just completely ignore the gyro, and it was the right move.
I mean, it's because Gyro also, he's more about
hold on, let's turn around here. Let's see, 33.
He's chill.
Yeah, he's chilled today.
Yeah. Maybe he does have the sunglasses.
No, I can see from here. He does not.
Yeah, there might be the, you know, he doesn't let you know he has sunglasses. They're special. Special tech.
Special sunglasses, wow. Hook me up sometime.
I'm sure he will, as they are ready to continue. I mean,
at what point can you not ignore gyro?
I mean, the thing is that at this point, they have so many like auras and shields. I think he needs another round of items. Or they need someone else to get a nullifier, because the problem right now is the Crimson Guard.
The Crimson's owning.
It's dropping too much from the attacks. And I didn't even think about it, but Undying might be better than any other hero at just kind of doing it. Like, he gets so much health, especially now with all the decays and his ult. It makes it scale even higher in the fight.
Sox is still working on the Aghanim Scepter, halfway there.
It might be the turning point for them, to be honest. Like, right now, it is really, really difficult for them to fight, especially if
kick
this Roche
Toronto,
goes down.
Tokyo away, and you can ignore him now officially, because he's just too juicy of a target right now.
I mean, if you kick one in without him being able to help, maybe you can just blast him out of the game. But we'll have to see. course, this is a free Roche. So Mr. Takoyaki on the Lesh, he will take the Aegis.
Is that an anime reference?
That's a Gorg reference from like 2 years ago.
Okay. I like old memes.
Everyone who watches Twitch will know that he's called Takoyaki.
I see.
Apparently you don't watch Twitch.
That's correct. All right, smoke from Aurora. Let's see what they can do with this Aegis. Definitely have turned this game around. Feels like it is in their favor at the moment. Slight momentum, I mean, a huge momentum shift.
They're definitely stronger. Like, it's on them. They have a good ward, so they do spot 33 here.
Yes, and they get the Yules.
He doesn't have BKB. He should go down.
This is going to be an easy cleanup. Mira gets the stack on the finger. That's his third of the game.
Very nicely done.
Toronto Tokyo with the gem.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, Tundra at this point, it's just very likely they're talking about their next round of items because you are, a lot of the times it's like this minute 30 plus minus timing, you run into a bit of damage issues as they should be finding Panto here. And when you run into damage issues, you need your next round of items. Like, you know, have your puck get closer to whatever he's building. Same for the gyro, maybe start thinking about some nullifiers if you do need them. Which means Aurora, the map is all theirs. It's on them to push back, take over the map a bit, maybe D-ward.
Nightfall's had this Bloodthorn for a little bit, has the Basher now as well. As you can see, the instant bash onto Saksa, who gets silenced after the fact. Literally nothing he can do there.
Yep, just a quick and easy kill for him. There it is. It is the nullifier queued up on BZM.
Okay.
Which means Tundra, they know that, yeah, they need these next items. They need the Walrus Kick, need the nullifier. And if you're Aurora, you know this. Like, they can feel this, which means they're going to play incredibly aggressive on this map. I also like that Nightfall does have a level in his queue, which means he can break the Linkers from BZM and then maybe get the Bloodthorn on him.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Does feel hard to do.
It does.
Dire's middle
But then again,
tower
with
has
these
fallen.
fights having so many things going on, feels like you lose track of all that.
Yeah.
Who's going to care about a measly little mist coil?
Nobody, unless it's your Linkens.
Yep. Chrysalis looks to be going for the Swift Link as the next item to replace the Falcon Blade.
We might, this game could get to Rapier territory
Oh yeah.
later for him, absolutely.
I mean, that would be the logical next item. You eat the Ags for Divine.
Yeah. And with the trajectory of this game, it is most likely getting there, whereas 33. I mean, a lot of the earlier fights in this game were quite nice for him with all the saves, but now without a BKB, it is getting hard to play.
Radiant are scanning.
Another tier 2 for Aurora. Still 2 minutes on this Aegis. One tier 2 remaining for Tundra. I mean, what exactly is the goal for Aurora with this Aegis?
It's honestly just to grow your lead and take over the map more. Like, so also that by the time that the Aegis is over, you kind of control and you can keep going wherever you want with your lead.
Another gem purchase for the other side. So both sides with the gem at the moment.
Because their high ground is not the best, which means what they need is map control and to try and pick someone off. This could be a good smoke. They've got mid pushed in and bottom pretty nicely from Aurora.
Nightfall with an Arcane Rune. Not too shabby. Chrysalis and company did spot that initially. As this smoke will likely not be successful. I say that Mira with a very fast blink into the Hex. Chrysalis has to use the BKB in retreat. He's going to get Abyssal here. Will pop his ult to try to get away. He's going to get graded a little bit early, trying to get saved by Whitemon. He's just continuing to be pursued. Another bash into the finger. He's dead right outside his base. This Kiyotaka wants to continue to fight.
They don't care.
In the base of Tundra. There's a buyback available for the Gyro. They're going to clean up Whitemon easily. No buyback for the support, though. Still 40 seconds on the Aegis.
It's a big one. Even if you do buyback on your Gyro, you don't have BKB on Crystallis.
Yeah.
And
Kiyotaka, they're going to put down the Roche banner. This is going to be a lot of damage to these buildings.
Yeah, you've got a bad end. These creeps and heroes push really fast.
And Toronto Tokyo solo pushing as well. Pathetically.
He's
gonna
drinking
get some help
water.
out of Nightfall. During the that's actually unbelievable. It's like, yeah, I can't be burst anyway. Let me get some hydration in here. Easy peasy.
So this is a double rack. Of course, they can't complete all three because there is a tier 2 available in the top lane.
Yeah, but it looks to be, at the very least, the melee and the bot. Now they're going to go for both. So it will be a clean 2 sets
Mira?
of racks. Actually, Nightmare onto Mira. BZM has to be careful. That curveball being quite useful this game. But yeah, Aurora does get 2 sets of barracks, and they fully retreat. So the buyback does not come out from Crystallis.
Yep.
A lot of damage to that tier 4, but certainly worth it for Aurora.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Let's see for now, because Tundra's next point of striking back, or the moment both teams are going to be looking at now, is potentially the next Roche. And then also, you know, just kind of looking, how are we looking on 33's BKB? Because he needs it. He did get to complete it, as his team was paying with their lives for that. And yeah, look at Crystallis' inventory. We've got a locked rapier.
It is happening. So it did not go for the Swift Blink, realizing that this is just needed.
And they are fully all-inning for this play, and I don't blame them one bit. Saxa changed his mind. There's no time to get an Aghanim Scepter. He's going for the Vlads.
He worked on that for so long.
He wanted this one, but you know, you got to make decisions.
It's not going to be that useful here if you don't have enough money for it.
No,
so
you have to all in your gyro, and I mean, it's going to be all or nothing.
You've got going to show in the mid lane here.
You've got the Grave, you've got the Vlads to back him up, lots of heals. And he's got his standing of his own, so they are very, very strong.
And the problem for Tundra is, who is your target? Nightfall is not a good one. Toronto, Tokyo, not a good one. Kiyotaka has a shield rune right now, but usually he's been melting.
To be fair, if you could either get Kiyotaka or Toronto out before they pop spells, but the problem is, it's a hard ask. You don't have a blink on your gyro, which means he needs somebody to flak off in the fight.
That sounds wrong.
I think they need... they need a good angle. They need to go around in the fight. Or kind of like position yourselves in the Roche pit before Aurora are ready.
Well, 33 is going to show himself bot lane as the rest of his team shadows in the back. And Aurora will end up taking out the Tormy. Kiyotaka with the shard, okay.
Kind of annoying in longer fights as well for Tundra to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, when you have this tombstone placed, you're slowing heroes. Split Earth is going to have an impact.
Yep. I mean, let's see, looks like the game is slowing down a little bit before the next Roshan respawn. At least 33 got one of the better off-lane neutral items with the Blood Right, getting himself some more AoE on the call.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
Just needs to hit 25 now.
Soon.
Not sure that's going to happen this game. If there's a fight.
If they win one fight where 2 heroes die, he might just get like 24, 25. It's not that unlikely.
Yeah, that's about 2 minutes, I'd say.
That's a long respawn.
Yeah. That's where the next fight is likely to happen. Overwhelming blink for Nightfall now.
Which means also for Tundra side, you need buybacks on everybody possible. And it should also favor Aurora, because it's going to be a nighttime Roche, which means they have the buyback into TP advantage.
Smoke for Tundra, hunting again. They are heading in the correct direction. And it feels like Aurora are on the same page as well. So BKB finally online for Kiyotaka. He feels like he's been needing that for a very long time.
They're going for a long smoke, but Mira already drew this exact path on the map, so of course they do kind of know what's going on, as they can play the timer. You have 2 sets of racks in the mid and bottom lane. Nobody's showing on either side.
And they scan as well.
Yeah,
They know they're sitting up here.
Tundra know what's happening, but how do you invade this spot? I don't think you can.
All right, let's take a look at 33. All right, that was Valorant if you heard that. That was not 33.
That was 33, actually.
Okay. He's looking really calm today, actually.
He's been dunking some noobs. I think he's pretty happy.
Yeah. As Toronto Tokyo wanted the rune, we'll pop the Flesh Golem a little bit early. Let's see if Tundra try to reset, try to wait out this Flesh Golem.
That is quite a big deal. If they can continue to
That's
fight.
a lot of battle. My God, he's already at half HP. Super low. He's dead. Might have the innate to be able to get back into the game, but doesn't have his ult anymore. Kiyotaka gets chopped to the ground by 33. This is a disaster for Aurora. 2 cores dead, no buyback. What just happened? Panto, he will be destroyed as well. Another no buyback situation on 3 heroes. They see Roche is not up. He just spawned. This is probably better for them to just push.
Just walk down mid.
That is unbelievable. How is that possible to have happened after all of that?
Okay, I'm going to blame... They're going to blame the pause for sure, that they lost focus, because I don't know what the hell just happened.
Well, they get the tower. Now they're just going to go straight for the tier 4s, and this should be game. They're going to play it a little bit safe, not knowing exactly. I guess Toronto Tokyo is pushing out the waves, but there's 2 siege here.
I don't think it matters.
It matters not. They're going to get the tier 4s. Now the Ancient fully exposed. Fortification coming out, and Mira is going to be accompanied by Toronto Tokyo. Gets the Impale onto 2, but he gets silenced on top of that. Punch into the air. GG's called. That's it. Tundra win game 1. One of the weirdest endings I think I've seen.
That's kind of a humongous throw when you look at it also from Aurora. I mean, Tundra doing the right things. Of course, they get the right jump.
It's hard to see how close he is to his monitor. It is quite close. It's a little deceiving with that angle.
So you're saying it's closer than what it looked like?
It's closer.
Yeah.
Things in the rearview mirror.
I actually feel like he's sitting further away.
Oh, he's leaning back now. He's drinking water. Yeah, whatever. Just bad timing on that.
Well,
sorry, we can get you guys updated on how close he is to his monitor a little bit later in the game.
in the pause, of course. As well, so for starters, let's have a look at the draft. You have the Axe being ran back by 33. Same with the BZM Puck and the Kiyotaka Leshrac. I do feel like SVG, he was talking a lot about the Bear. It is a pretty good Ursa game, and it is actually, I would say this is Nightfall's top 2 best carries, maybe the best.
Who's number 1, if it's not Ursa? The fact that you don't know right away means that Ursa is number 1.
No, it's like the thing. I don't know exactly in terms of his scale right now, but PL used to be his best. Okay, maybe Ursa now is.
That counts, though.
Okay,
so that has nothing to do with how good the hero is necessarily.
Yeah, PL is his best hero, Ursa his second best. So. Okay. No, he's equipped for comfort.
Oh, 33.
Oh,
he is going to be in a world of hurt here as the... Okay, he's fine.
Fake hype.
Yeah.
He'll walk it off.
Fury swipes were a bit scary to run into.
I mean, we'll have to see about the lane. I will say that the support matchup...
Inventory. I can't.
Well, you better get used to it.
I can't.
There's going to be a 4th-1.
As well.
Oh, the bounty runes. It was a 3-4-1.
Okay.
So a nice little lead for Aurora.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to the laning stage, I'm looking at the 2 subs in the bottom lane. Like both the Rasta and the Pugna. Because honestly, Axe is stronger than Ursa when it comes to the first 2 levels. Once you get level 3 on Ursa, level 2 in the Fury swipes, you start taking over. But until then, let's see what Tundra can get done in this lane.
And what do you think about the Pugna for Panto? Not a hero that we get to see a ton of.
No, I like Pugna a lot. Like, if you look at Tundra's draft, there's a lot of lockdown, right? You keep people in the coil, in the field, or even shackled up, so the heal is quite good. Nether Ward also can destroy both Pugna and Rasta in the game. And most importantly, you've got to decrep against the Blade Mail, so you're not going to have at least Ursa killing himself on the Blade Mail. So very nice.
We are going to see Toronto Tokyo on the Undying again. I feel like he had a really good performance last game.
No, he had a very good game.
It just feels like as a team, they kind of failed together in a way.
Yeah, I mean, they just dropped the ball for 30 seconds and the game was over.
Yeah. That was that was a true Aurora loss.
Yeah.
If you want to put it that way.
I mean, I will say, because they were talking about it on the panel, Razor against Ursa is definitely a Ursa favorite matchup, but Razor is very good against a lot of the other heroes that are in this game. So it's going to be a lot about the lockdown and who's allowed to kind of go on who. Because, yeah, this bear can go crazy.
In case you're wondering, this is not game 1.
We are in game 2.
That is the same matchup in the mid lane as we saw. Seeing some repeat action, same sides as well. So Kiyotaka wants to run it back, and BZM, obviously after the victory, he's like, yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah,
why not? I mean, Curveball is they were really fun to play at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, they were both pretty happy, I think, with how the game overall went from them. Maybe Kiyotaka's looking for a slightly better early game. That sucks that he's taking a beat. I mean, this is not the best hero when it comes to creep skipping. It's BZM taking a lot of pressure.
I mean, this is what I respect about Aurora, because I've seen this before where they will have a misstep.
Yep.
And they'll feel like, hey, we should have won that game. And they'll effectively run it back with most of the heroes being the same. Which
Yeah,
3 of the 5 are the same here.
I mean, why not? You can run back like most of the chunk that you feel like was still good.
Yeah.
And it's not like their lineup looked bad or anything. I think the draft was pretty damn solid.
Nightfall in kind of a weird spot here. Very aggressive. Going to have to be forced out a bit.
Dire's bottom
Yeah, a little bit annoying for him. He does have the boots flying out to him slowly.
33, about 125 gold away from getting more armor item. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on the Chrysalis Razor? So the panel not super happy about it. Well, I guess SVG was really projecting with his hatred.
First of all, it's his best hero with Monkey King.
Yes, it is.
So first of all, you've got that going for yourself. And I mean, I touched on it a little bit. They needed another range carry because you don't want to play too many melees when you lane up against the Undying. So all he has to worry about is the Ursa. So if he can play around it, itemize around it, or his teammates can deal with the Ursa, he will have a free game. It's about him and Nightfall.
You think they have enough to kill Tombstone?
No, their draft is kind of pathetic.
It's not a great one, right, for attack speed.
It's really not. I mean, what facet do we have on Saxa? Because there's sometimes also the way where, he doesn't have the massive Serpent Ward, which means in the fight maybe you drop your wards and they just, clear the tomb. It's not super fast, but it is some help.
Wait,
so
that counts as how many hits?
I mean, like, I think all of them together might be like 1 hero hit every time. I mean, it's not incredible, but I'm just saying.
Is that actually how it works? That's interesting.
No, they count as like summons or whatever. Like, they don't count as heroes.
Yeah, but instead of just increasing the damage that... I would think they would code it to make it a single snake that just does a lot of damage, as opposed to actually combining...
He doesn't have a single snake.
Oh,
he has the many snakes.
Okay, okay.
That's why I'm making sense.
All right. Yep, you do make sense here. As Berserker's Call from 33 on top of Panto. Can he heal up a bit? On the cover of the Tier 1 towers, 33 is going to end up dropping to Nightfall. But 33 and our BZM takes out Kiyotaka's Curry in the meantime. Apparently, Nightfall.
Yeah, you better TP out.
You're going to TP out. Be A-okay.
So Tundra did get the first blood, which of course is good. But I feel like when you play some of these heroes, especially Monkey Kings and Ursas, when they are in a kill trade in the lane, it nearly always favors the Ursa. Like him having a little injection of gold or XP matters a lot. Lots of back and forth here in the mid lane.
Yeah, 27-7 right now for BZM in terms of the CS. 22-3 for Kiyotaka. He's taking a beating at the moment. BZM not too far away from that coil.
I mean, Puck's in it is just so good. Like, you can keep trading all the time. And even in the lane, you can draw aggro off the range creep, use a little phase shift to, like, replenish that as well. I mean, let's see. Nightfall is already closing in onto level 5, which is, I mean, quite a big deal for him.
As Chrysalis getting hounded a bit. Tombstone is placed, and Mira with the Hex. Kinetic Field to give him a little bit of extra space. Gets off the Plasma Field as well. They're going to continue on, though, as Mira ends up getting the kill. Nice one from Aurora. As Panto. Ooh, last right click is enough for Saxa to go to the grave as well. So across the board, 2-0.
Yeah, very nicely done here for Aurora. Let's see about the 6-minute rune. Because in the last game, I believe it was Tundra who basically fully controlled the mid lane area. Whitemon placing an aggressive ward.
Yeah, might be using that in a minute here to go for the Wisdom Shrine potentially. Mira guarding the invis for Kiyotaka, will claim it. Toronto Tokyo taking a bit of harassment, but Panto here to save the day. Saxa also in this lane right now. As Mira will show himself in a precarious spot, though. Gets shackled right off the bat. Toronto Tokyo can't do too much as Mira will end up dropping. Toronto Tokyo not going to pursue much further. Not a ton of mana to work with. Does have 18 charges on the wand, though.
I mean, he's very healthy on the Undying, of course. Tombstone is going to be up soon. Looks like Wisdom Shrine should just probably be a 1-for-1 trade if Tundra put one hero into the bottom lane.
It will be the Battle Fury for the Ursa as per norm.
Yeah. There's no real other build for this hero anyway. And the build-up is very nice for you. I mean, Nightfall, he's fully controlling this bottom lane. He's like level 6 compared to the... Well, 33 will take the Wisdom Shrine, so he'll get a little injection.
Needs it badly.
He really does.
Chrysalis also level 4 as Kiyotaka will run right into him. Nether Blast is there.
Good stun.
Split Earth hits, and that is a quick kill onto Chrysalis. Nice rotation from Kiyotaka and company.
That's a very nice move. Last game around, it was the complete opposite. BZM will start hitting away at the mid tower a little bit. Active Rune 20.
Oh, 33 in a bit of trouble. Does have his ult now. Not going to do too much against Nightfall, though. Have to be careful with those Fury swipes stacking up. He's going to get some help now in the form of Mira.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Sox is spotted in the meantime, but no more action in this lane as of yet. There's still 3 members, though, for Tundra. Essentially waiting for Aurora to get a little too aggressive at the moment.
Active Rune is picked up by BZM, who's at least angling a little bit into the enemy jungle. Like, a lot of what the mid laners do in their early game is also very highly dictated by just how they move their hero. Like, if you move more aggressively into the enemy jungle, that alone can like offset how aggressive Nightfall could be in this bottom lane. It looks like with the backup of Mira, he doesn't care.
Yeah, Impale doing quite a bit with the Hex to follow.
Enrage.
And Nightfall with the ult, trying to close the gap.
Got
One
him.
more right click is enough. A good kill from Aurora again.
They also did go through with the TP from BZM, who for now looks like he won't really gain anything down here.
Yeah, that's a waste of time. Nightfall, what's he waiting for here? Okay.
Just making sure he doesn't get caught. He's going to TP out.
Doxa with the Hex. He's taking more damage, though. Is BZM going to come in with the Waning Rift onto 2. Coil to
Glimpse.
follow. Going to be a lot of damage as Kiyotaka ends up dropping to BZM. Tombstone will be claimed, and Toronto Tokyo glimpse back to where he came from.
Yeah, I mean, just nice setup. Saksa coming around the corner. It is only a level 2 Edict. Seems like that Kiyotaka did swap up his skill build this time around.
Bottom tower.
So Saksa may have potentially died out.
Is that one less Ring of Protection for 33 than last game? I believe, yeah, it sure is.
Yep.
Looks like he switched it up. Big pivot from 33 in
Very
game number
big.
2.
He's got the Wind Blaze instead this time around.
Okay. Chrysalis is going to pop his ult. 33 in the area as well. Static Link not going to last too long.
Oh,
A nice
good stun.
double Impale as Toronto Tokyo is going to continue with the Split Earth help from the Lesh. That's 1 death. 33 will likely follow suit as BZM just has to hightail away. So across the board, 3 deaths for Tundra. And Aurora definitely coming out on top in this laning stage.
Yeah, they're just getting to kind of run them over this time around. Haste
Oh
Rune for
my-
Panto.
Yeah, that's a
The
perfect
crab.
one to get. We'll decrep for the time being. It's
Meow.
fine.
Easy snatch.
I think he's dead with literally any other rune there.
Dire's bottom tower is
They're not catching the zombie man here. I mean, last game, Aurora know that 33 went for like a lot of, you know, the ganking style. This time around, it's hard for him to cut. And he is going for the ganking once more, but they have really good heroes when it comes to answering it. You just bring in the Lash, you've got the zombie himself, drop a little tube, and you can just fight back.
At what point does Nightfall go for Roche?
Later. Like, do you need to kind of take over the map maybe a bit first? I mean, to be fair, him and Toronto Tokyo, if they want to do it as a 2-man duo, they could at any point. But it is a bit risky. So I will say it's going to be a nighttime Roche. Minute maybe 16, 17.
Okay.
Him and the zombie man going to clear it.
radiant structures.
Trying to dodge this curveball. Hilarious.
hard. You don't know where it's going.
That's right. It's actually an insane ability.
Radiant's top tower.
It is a high skill ability. I've also seen people who aren't like used to it, they just like fully screw it up.
Oh, of course. Lots of great fails with that ability alone. Panto doing his best to defend this solo. Pretty damn good job so far. Kiyotaka
Is under attack.
will accompany him now.
He's doing a good job. It's not like Pak is a great like hero at killing the tower. He just does it slowly, like over time. Let's see, they do have support ults available. Gonna top Kiyotaka off with the double suck.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff right there.
So he's gonna be topped off and healthy. I mean, it's likely that they're gonna look for a side lane smoke soon after an active rune play here from Aurora. They even have 4 heroes here. They do bring Toronto Tokyo.
They will be claiming the power in one way or another. Shield rune for Kiyotaka. He can dive as he want to though. Shackle, right time for Soxa to prevent this potential play as Kiyotaka will continue to get some help from the butlers.
Well, they did get the shield rune out of him, so that doesn't matter. I want to see where Aurora take it from here. Like, do you just, because your building damage it's good, right? You've got the Pugna, you can try to like tank a bit here, throw in some blasts. You've got arcane boots, you can keep pumping mana to each other.
If only they had the Diabolic Edict for the towers.
Yeah.
Do we see? How often do you see that one? taken?
Never.
Never anymore?
It's barely ever happening. This one is just too good. Like it completely changes like so many matchups too. You just like insta-kill. If you find anyone alone, they kind of just die out to you.
Yeah. A stack for Kiyotaka, as he second net worth for his team.
I mean, Aurora...
I mean, really, Chrysalis is the one that is bottom net worth for all the cores.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not like the best farming hero.
I mean, usually this hero just has a good lane, and that's why you see him like stay on the top of the net worth.
Yeah.
And that didn't really happen this time around. He already has 3 deaths to his name. I mean, the biggest winner of this game so far is Nightfall. On the Ursa, absolute free farm, queuing up the Fury. Looks like he wants to go for some little gate action. So we've got some collapse happening.
Yep, straight to the tower.
Well, Nightfall just sees bonus gold. He'll claim it.
Indeed. So Battle Fury just about done. Serpent Ward's placed for Soxa. Sick and tired of Panto solo defending this. Just a matter of time. Will he get the deny? No.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So in terms of pace this time around, at the 13.5-minute mark, are you feeling Aurora at the moment?
I'm feeling Aurora for sure. Like they're...
What did I tell you at the end of game 1?
That they would win game 2. Let's just watch the game.
Well, it's yeah. They have plenty
There's
of time
a
to screw
lot
it
that
up.
can happen here.
I'm not saying they're going to win necessarily. I'm saying it's
You're
more
feeling
so.
them.
No, it's more so that devastating loss is actually not going to affect them because they've had so many. You
'Cause
get
they're-
used to it.
They're
at a
used
certain
to
point.
other devastation.
Yeah, you have many scars. Means you're war hardened.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if they can keep it up. Because for now, they've got some good timings. You've got Blink on Kiyotaka at the ready. You've got the 2 supports that can continuously back him up. So I feel like they're ready to go. But they're kind of a little bit maybe passive and slow around this mid area. Maybe they want to wait for nighttime first to make stuff happen.
Must be nice to have 2 supports just servicing you at all times. Mana, HP, Decrep if necessary, which actually Decrep on Lesh is insane.
Oh, it's super good.
Used to not be great because it used to slow your teammates. Now,
Yep,
no
now
longer.
it doesn't. I mean, they've got a lot of stacks going on.
They
like,
have enabled the absolute crap out of Lesh this game.
I mean, even now, yep, Nightfall, you know, Fury completed, TP's over, Overpower at the ready. Yeah, 7 stacks from Mira,
Not
5
bad.
from Panto. I mean, Tundra are happy to keep the game at a slower pace until 33 gets towards his Link Dagger, because he's got the Blade Mail, he's got the Chipper Vest, which means he does farm very quickly.
Not going to the pipe this time, or is he?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't think so. Doesn't seem like as good.
The difference now is that the carry is just raw physical damage, as
like
opposed to last game.
Ursa, he just shreds through a pipe. Like, it's same with like all these Aura items. He doesn't really care about it. I will say that the next minutes should be kind of good for Aurora, because first of all, it's nighttime. They've got all the stuff they need. They have a pipe of their own, and at any point they can also force Roche if Tundra decide to dodge.
No. Nightfall will take the Arcane Rune, as a couple members of Aurora smoked up, but the Tier 1 will be theirs. I don't think there's going to be any defense mounted from Tundra at all.
Has fallen.
BZM. That damage rune still going. We'll pop it on top of Miro. He just gets healed by the Pugna. So Static Storm used to really no avail. That's a relatively big spell to be down at the moment, and Aurora, they're just going to hightail, try to take out Whitemon, but got that glimpse at the ready.
Tundra are getting a little more out of the map when it comes to like the last 1 or 2 minutes. Like, look at both the side lanes. You got it pushed in all the way. 33 is farming some stuff down bottom. You have Crystallis who pushed in top lane all the way as well.
And they scan just in case, so they know that they were being pursued. Honestly, it would have been an interesting time to go for Roche, potentially for Aurora, but a little
We've
late
got a
now.
blink.
33 showing it off. Berserker's Call. Soxa in the area as well. The Hex, though, will slow down 33 a bit. But
Keep him
Mira
there for
will
the dunk.
eventually get chopped by 33.
Not a kill on the board. I'm still a bit worried when it comes to 5-on-5 team fighting for Tundra. You probably need the Razor BKB, which is coming closer for Crystallis, but even then, there is some stuff that they have to cut through. You've got the Pugna defensively saving people. You need to kind of hit through the pipe as well, which is not too easy. But if you're Aurora, I feel like you shouldn't let Tundra get away with all of this. They got their Blink kind of for free on the Axe. They're getting the BKB for free as well on the Razor. You could have taken Roche at this point. They're kind of giving Tundra space to, you know, gear up for this next team fight that's about to happen soon.
Well, they will finally go for it. Mm-hmm. Should be uncontested.
Tundra do have a scan available if they, you know, are reading something potentially, but maybe they're just happy with the state of the map.
Tombstone will be placed to make this a little bit easier for Nightfall.
Yep, there's a scan.
Roche really attracted to the bear, apparently. Finally, de-aggros.
The double top.
All right, so Aegis for Nightfall has the blink, so won't be scared of getting down and dirty. Whitemont will use the horsey to get some distance. EZM still a pretty difficult kill until that blink dagger comes online from Mira.
He's not too far off. I wouldn't even mind if they give some space to Mira to help him get this blink dagger, because at this stage of the game, what Tundra's going to do is try to split you. So the one thing you have to try and put a stop to it, like what will change the state of the game for you if you're Aurora, is Mira getting a blink on the Lion.
And for Aurora, what exactly is their mission with this Aegis? What do they want to accomplish?
I think you want to...
Their building hitting is, I mean, Pugna is the main one, right?
It's not that good, honestly. Well, what's happening right now is we have two split plays.
Yep, 33 getting gone on by Nightfall. Not sure if he's going to catch him. Chrysalis takes out Mira on the other side. They have the Yules, though, from Kiyotaka, so that does set up the core kill. So Aurora going to be happy with the exchange.
I mean, let's see, you have 3 minutes on this Aegis. They want to punish Tundra more. Like, they've been in a position where it should be Aurora kind of hunting them on the map. Mira has blinked now.
Yeah, that's big.
And they're definitely going to be able to flash farm Nightfall towards his BKB as well. I think if you're Aurora, you want to take over the map, take the Torm, and at least take the last tier 1 and maybe threaten a tier 2 by the end of it.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is falling.
Yeah, how much do you care about the BKB while you still have Aegis, is the question.
Like about your own BKB?
Yeah. Like, are you actually going to farm that while you still have Aegis?
No. They need to stay...
I think they want to get aggressive.
Yeah, they need to stay aggressive. Also, a lot of the time how you use Aegis, it's kind of like a pseudo BKB anyway. It's like your second life. So I like that they are going aggressive, but as are Tundra. Both teams, of course, know 20-minute mark. Torm is up.
He is indeed. Smokes on both sides.
Oh, 33
going to pop one. Goes to the south to try to get initiation. He will do so onto the Undying. Toronto Tokyo very tanky. Pops the Flesh Golem, but he's surrounded. There's a Decrepify and the heals coming out from the Pugna. Kiyotaka doing so much damage to 33. Crystals in the meantime. In the midst of the BKB, he might be just dropping himself.
Dying.
Does get Toronto Tokyo, but it's going to cost him his own life. My goodness, it's a 3-for-1. Of course, Undying back to life thanks to the Innate. They're going to get another on top of that. Double kill for Kiyotaka. They're going to get the Tormentor as well. And I feel like this game is firmly in the grasp of Aurora.
Well, 5-on-5ing this Aurora lineup is not easy. Especially like when you play Axe and you go in against an Undying, you're going to be stuck in a Tombstone and more zombies. Just not easy for you to get out. And we saw it there. The pipe with the Pugna just healing people up. Mira also just kind of gave his life here in the backline just to keep Crystallis away. It's just too hard.
Yeah, the fact that it took them this long to kill Toronto Tokyo, he does eventually die, but just way too much.
They had to commit absolutely everything and the fresh BKB from Crystallis, so that is not a great sign.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why like the Lesh is so strong. It's just pure full damage. He doesn't care about BKB either, or at least not that much. Like that Edict, it just goes straight through.
So Mira gets the shard from the Tormentor.
Very nice. 7k lead. I mean, if that's all that you... Like, if ultimately this is all they get out of the Aegis, they'd be pretty happy. But now they've got the BKB too, so they can look for even more. Actually, so another reason why I think Nightfall is that Ursa is one of his best heroes, if not the best, is I think it makes him... This is the most aggressive he will ever be as a carry player. And he really knows his ins and outs on Ursa a lot. And I think sometimes that's what you could kind of fault him for on other carries, where he holds back a bit more. Because you can tell, he's everywhere on this bear.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Nightfall this entire series, actually.
That's true.
I mean, Abaddon, another one of those heroes that maybe not as aggressive as an Ursa, but you're not running away, it feels like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You feel relatively safe. Yeah, that's interesting to think about, to try to enable Nightfall by having less Nightfalls in a game.
True. I mean, I will say this is how... Oh,
they have
found
the Hex.
BZM.
Do they have the control fully with the finger? Absolutely. Panto gets credit for that one, but that is a huge kill for Aurora. Still 40 seconds on this Aegis. Nightfall just waiting for somebody to show.
Yeah.
And 33 does. Gonna take the brunt of the action. He's going to get a lot of TP supports, though.
He has
As
Aegis and
Chrysalis is
BKB.
here. Static Link. They're going to get life number 1. Gets chopped to the ground. Will revive next to the tier 2. And Toronto Tokyo now just daring them to initiate. BZM not up for another 20 seconds.
Could have been a clutch play if they let the glimpse go through first before killing him, but either way, you take the Aegis out. I guess there wasn't too much left on it. I believe Tundra might have similar communication as they did in game 1, where now you're down in gold. You see this pipe and Crimson. Careful there, 33.
Oh boy, he's just dead.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, that's a very easy kill for Nightfall. Does use the first BKB charge, but well worth it.
Yeah, they gained a lot in this Aegis. Even if it's just one building, who cares? Like 8k net worth and a lot of map control. They immediately TP up top.
Yeah, Nightfall almost done with a basher, just a few hundred gold away. Add insult to injury. Feels like Tundra just haven't really been able to find any kind of footing in this game. I feel like we haven't seen a fight even executed for them.
I mean, I guess they tried earlier right around this top lane, but I don't think they can. They cannot match in a 5-on-5. They need like more skirmishy fights, like a 2v2, or maybe you find someone with axe on a side lane. Because at this point, you have to dodge. You need more items. You're down 10k gold as Crystal is. Bye-bye.
Crystal is dead again. These are just too easy for Aurora. Just find one Hex, and you just have more than enough damage with basically any of the cores at the ready. Basher officially on that, online for Nightfall.
And this is literally a dream. Like when you play Ursa, you're up in gold. Like his natural itemization is just about finding you on the map and getting you killed. You're down 12k gold, you need your BKBs, you need next items, and now he's got a Basher.
Interesting, he's going Lincolns. What do you think of that? For the Static Link? I feel like Static Link is not that really hard of a counter for the hero.
I believe that he will not go through with this. I don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like it.
It's a bit weird.
I mean, maybe it's to make sure he doesn't get like hexed in like a weird way, and then like, you know, he gets bursted from the hex into the next stun, but
when you're up this much, it feels like that's not really reality.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I would like to believe that that will be changed later on. Let's see, what are the rest going for? Because Tundra, yeah, said it before, I'll say it again, they need time. Need at least a BKB on Axe. Try to split up the map a bit more. Well, you've got Whitemon, who is thinking big because he's got the Greedy Enchantment, as he should, on the Disruptor.
Oh yeah, there we go. Greedy.
Queuing up an Aghanim Scepter.
Greedy update from Kezu. You should sponsor these games with your beautiful knowledge of the greedy items.
Yeah. GPM enchantments are very good. Especially on heroes who have very game-changing items, such as Disruptor.
You're going to need to work on your salesmanship for that, I think. Just a bit.
I'm not trying. Don't hire me either. I don't want to work for your game.
Though we don't have any money anyway, so that's
good.
Okay. Mira with the Aether Lens. Giving some mana back to Panto. And it feels like 33 and Tundra in general, just finding farm on the outskirts of the map, usually not a great sign.
No, they have to slow down. Whereas if you're Aurora now, you need to close down the map, which they are doing with Pugna. But I would like them to... The next two steps is like you buy a gem, and you need to place your own wards on the sides of the map. Because when you're up this far, Tundra cannot play in the center of the map. They need to be on the most outskirty sides ever. And even though you're taking this tier 2, I think you could have other heroes already hunting. Razor's farming top, you've got, what, Puck and BZM farming enemy ancients, and 33 is still here.
Yeah.
I want to see what Aurora do here. Like, either dare them to come back to base or really go more aggressive when it comes to hunting.
Yep, I think Aurora pretty happy to continue the current pace. Feels like they have control of most of the map. They just wait for this next Roche to spawn, which is now.
Well, Nightfall should know that there's a high ground ward because he got Battle Hungered here.
Take over the Watcher Mirror on the outskirts. They get the Hex and the Finger. Nightfall just needs a little bit extra. We'll pop the BKB to ensure the kill. 33, another death to his name. Now Nightfall and company can likely just go straight into the pit if they choose to do so.
Yeah, he's going for the Ags. I like that a lot more.
Yeah, that's a good item.
Unless he's getting like static under himself or silence, he's always going to be fine. I mean, even then, you already have like the Pugna to save you as well, but it's okay. I think it's a bit more of a fail-safe, allows you to play more aggressively yourself.
Under grouping up. Problem is they don't have 33 with them. That's their main initiation. Kiyotaka and company, they're going to be smoking behind as Nightfall jumps right on top of BZM. The instant phase shift.
No bash. They found someone in the back.
They sure did. Whitemon can use the static storm, but Lesh is going to be A-okay, I do believe, as the reinforcements have arrived. Crimson Guard is going to make him invulnerable to Chrysalis. He gets two-shot, it feels like. And that just shuts down the fight immediately. Whitemon in the trees, dead. Double kill for Kiyotaka. I mean, honestly, that's the target you want to start on if you're Tundra, but just don't have enough in the tank. One Crimson Guard just shuts down Chrysalis completely.
There's too many layers. Like, it's the Crimson, and if you find this Lesh, like Kiyotaka alone, he spanks that, like, everything just out of Crystallis. He cannot man up into him. Then you've also got the Crab, you've got the Life Drain, and if the Bear shows up, he also kills you.
Yep, I think the Valorant guys agree with you on that one.
Yeah, they're very happy about Aurora's performance in Game 2. Happy to hear.
And surely now is Roche time for Aurora.
Oh yeah, I mean at any point that they decide that anyone says the word Roshan, they'll go.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
How much can they get out of this Aegis is the question. And
this could be a game-ending Aegis.
oh, that's a nice angle.
That's a very good angle.
Is there any consideration to giving it to Lesh instead of Ursa?
I don't know if Kiyotaka dies. I would prefer to just give it to Nightfall, because I think you want... Just kidding.
Oh, okay, very good.
Very good. Keep it up.
Very good. Soxa and BZM are going to group up. They're going to use the Serpent Wards as well to take out Mira. It is successful. It's going to cost them, though. Question is how much. Toronto, Tokyo finding Soxa. They have the vision here, and they will get the kill. So it ends up being a 1-for-1. Nightfall getting some nice farm out of the Serpent Wards as well.
Yeah, he needs more gold. I don't think he has enough.
Absolutely. He gets whatever he wants. He gave up the Aegis.
True.
I mean, I think with the Ags coming in, like, maybe you're not as scared of getting locked down.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like neither of them are kind of prone to dying. I guess Kiyotaka doesn't have a BKB.
Yeah. Let's see if the caster curse is real here. Static Storm on top of Kiyotaka.
I mean,
all
his
alone
entire
for the
team is
time
coming.
being. Gets off the Yules at the last moment. Still plenty of time on this Aegis. They don't want to use it here, though. Nightfall with the BKB. Applying some pressure to Chrysalis. He's going to pop the BKB for himself as well. Oh my god. The damage coming out from Lesh, not quite enough to take Chrysalis out in the end, but still something to fear.
BZM in the back.
Yeah, Coil on 2, just more to separate the factions, and the rest of Tundra will hightail back to base.
I mean, they are out of mana on Kiyotaka, so they're going to have to bottle him up.
Or just get the double drain on him with
Absolutely.
Mira.
There it is.
I mean, in theory, we talk about this a lot, but in terms of Aegis carriers, outside of Storm Spirit, Lesh is probably number 2 in terms of getting the most out of it.
Lesh is pretty good. I mean, I will say sometimes it can be annoying if you run out of mana and then they ignore you. So, of course, there is some counterplay.
True.
But no, it is quite strong. You also got the Whisper of the Dread, one of the best neutral items you can ever get on Lesh. Damage is kind of all you want.
And Tundra forced to just stay in their base. Now Nightfall pressuring the tier 3 will get glimpsed. Again, we talked about their push potential, not extremely strong, but with support in the form of Pugna, not too bad.
Oh,
they're going to get a nice cleanup of Whitemon.
Well, they've got the banner too, so this is just a free lane of racks.
Yeah, it looks like one set. They cannot go for the top racks regardless.
They should go knocking on the bottom racks and just be like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
like,
they have the option.
Yeah, you vibe check your opponents and see what's up. As Tundra did not get to kill the whole wave.
Yeah, so backdoor protection won't be kicking in. Fortification does pop, though.
Let's see, are they really giving both? Well, if they're giving both, then they have a clear plan of something they're waiting for. It looks like they will be looking for a fight.
Oh, yeah, they see the TP, though. I do believe they see it. And Chrysalis is going to show up eventually. Soxa with the Hex on top of the Ursa. Remember, he doesn't have the Aegis here. Does have the Aghanim Scepter. Crimson Guard is going to keep him safe. Chrysalis taking tons of damage. Actually, they blow up BZM. Buys back instantly. Static Storm placed more defensively, though. Chrysalis back to base he goes, just barely. enough HP to survive. And they get the hexes. Nightfall looking for 33 on the other side. Gets the bash, gets the kill. 70 seconds of no 33. This might be the beginning of the end for Tundra. It might be a split series as Toronto Tokyo now going to focus down the barracks with the rest of his team. At the very least will be 2 lanes. We talked about no mega creep potential at the moment.
They're just making it look... Tundra just don't have the damage. They don't have the deeps to cut through any of these heroes. And even if you do somehow catch them, you've got the Ags on the Ursa. Also the Nether Ward like nearly solo killed Saksa in the last fight as well. Too many problems for them to deal with.
There are the 2 lanes. They can't really threaten Ancient with their push just not being crazy, but they do have a crazy lead in 27K.
No, you just need to be disciplined. You go top. You threaten the 3rd lane of Rax. And kind of all you need to do now is not get caught off guard by Tundra. Like before you're 5, you know that they kind of catch you out on the map. Maybe the saving grace for Tundra can still be this Disruptor Ags, but he's still 900 gold away from it. He upgraded his Greedy enchantment. Shannon.
Oh, that's great to hear. Give me some more updates about Greed.
I'll keep you there. Don't worry about it.
Disruptor Ag's almost online. That could be a game changer.
Are you literally repeating what I said on purpose?
What a game changer that is. Can you give me an update on the Greedy neutrals?
Yeah, it's coming soon. This will be his last one. You can only get it in Tier 2, Tier 3, and also the game might just end soon. So
could very well be the case. And again, we talked about how important this series was, especially for a 2-0, which it looks like will not be the case. These teams likely the 2 to be fighting it over the top spot to get to the 3rd stage. You can just skip an entire stage just by being first in your group here at EWC.
I mean, Aurora would have to royally mess up in this game to kind of give it away. I mean, Tundra are looking at any little tools that they can get, but I don't really see anything major. Crystallis wants a nullifier. He did pick up the relic. And the Disruptor Axe is honestly the only thing that is close to changing this game.
The Disruptor is indeed building an Axe, in case you didn't realize.
Yep. Keep me updated on the Axe.
400 away.
Nice.
He still has Tumblr's toy. With Greed.
Yeah. Keep me updated. To be fair, Tumbler Toy is a pretty good item, especially for subs. All he needs to do is have positioning, try to get your spells out.
Yeah.
Or not die to some bear that's jumping at you.
If this game was closer, you think Nullifier would be the choice for Ursa?
I mean, it depends. He doesn't really need Nullifier for much. I think the bash is already like good enough. Saksa is dead.
Indeed, and that's 70 seconds. No way to get back in. Is this going to be a solo kill for Kiyotaka?
Yep.
Yes. Okay,
that's
well,
a back-to-back godlike.
That might be just game. 2 dead, 90 seconds of no puck, no buyback on either hero.
I mean, it's just good gameplay from Aurora. You know, the way they're moving around the map, the way they're itemizing as well. Like when you're ahead, these heroes naturally build into closing the map out. You get a Basher, you get the Blink Hex on the Lash. It's just hard to play against.
5 versus 3. 33. Going to use the power of the light.
They need a vacuum into Static Storm.
Yep, they just need to redraft to get that Dark Seer.
Yep.
33.
Oh.
Doesn't have the power to do so. He's going to be spotted, though. Gets Yules. And this is likely the death penalty. He's going to pop the BKB to avoid the Impale. Crystallis in the meantime trying to try to focus on the Ursa. He's just getting healed by everybody. 33 with a nice call, doing a considerable amount of damage, but it matters not. Dies, buys back.
GG.
But Crystallis will drop, and GGs are called. So it ends up being a split series between Tundra and Aurora. Pretty entertaining.
No, that was a very clean game from Aurora. I mean, from start to finish, it was kind of theirs.